Baruch Shabbat Yom, brothers and sisters, Hebrews in Jamaica, the Caribbeans, the West, to the four corners of the earth scattered greeting. This Shabbat lesson we're going to title it, Why was Hashatan interested in Moshe'S body? Why was Hashatan interested in Moshe'S body, brothers and sisters? Right? Take a look at the screen. We're going to take it from Jude 9 to 10. That's Jude 9 to 10. Right? But when the archangel Michael contended with the devil, was disputing about the body of Moshe, he did not presume to pronounce a blasphemous judgment, but said, Yahuwah rebuke you. But these people blaspheme all that they do not understand, and they are destroyed by all that they lack unreasoning, like unreasonable animals, understand instinctively. Right? Okay, brothers and sisters, Jude 9 to 10 in context, right? In a similar way, Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding towns gave themselves up to sexual immorality and perversion. They serve as an example of those who suffer the punishment of eternal fire. In the very same way, on the strength of their dreams, these ungodly people pollute their own bodies, reject authority, and heap abuse on celestial beings. But even the archangel Michael, when he was disputing with the devil about the body of Moshe, did not himself dare to condemn him for slander, but said, Yahuwah rebuke you. Yet these people slander whatever they do not understand, and the very thing they do understand by instinct, as irrational animals do, will destroy them. Woe to them, they have taken the way of Cain, they have rushed for profit into Balaam's error. They have been destroyed in Korah's rebellion. These people are blemishes at your love feasts, eating with you without the slightest qualm. Shepherds who feed only themselves, they are clothed without rain, blown along by the wind, autumn trees without fruit, and uprooted twice dead. Right? So a little backdrop on Jude, brothers and sisters, right? That this epistle was written by Jude, one of the 12 apostles of Mashiach, and not by Jude, the 15th bishop of Jerusalem, who lived in the time of Trojan and little before Bar Kokhab, the false Messiah. Right? Though it is evident from his being called in the epistle itself the brother of James, and which is confirmed by all copies, and its agreement with the second epistle of Peter shows it to have been written about the same time and upon the same occasion. As to Jude not calling himself an apostle but a servant of Yahushua Mashiach, it may be observed that the latter is much the same with the former, and the Apostle Paul sometimes uses them both, as in Romans 1:1, 1 Titus 1:1, and 1 Thessalonians 1:1, 2 Thessalonians 1:1, brothers and sisters. And sometimes only as servant, as Jude does here in Philippians 1:1. And though in sometimes copies of the title of this epistle he is called Jude the Apostle. And as Jude making mention of the Apostle, right, as if he was later than they and not of the numbers, Jude 1:70, it may be returned to answer to it that the Apostle Peter expresses himself much in the same manner in 2 Peter 3:2, where some copies, instead of us, the Apostle read, your apostles. Right, brothers and sisters? Okay, brothers and sisters. So Moshe is one of the greatest leaders who ever lived. He was the man who led the children of Israel out of bondage in Mizraim, Egypt. Right? Mizraim, Egypt. And through the wilderness journeys for about 40 years. Elohim had condemned the older generation, the male fighting force in particular, to die in the wilderness because of their initial refusal to go in and conquer the land of Canaan. You could read that in Numbers 13-14, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to take it from Bimidbar, that's Numbers, Bimidbar 13. Let's read from 13:1-14, brothers and sisters, right? Right, so that's Bimidbar, Numbers 13:1-14, right? These are a list of men that Yahuwah commanded Moses to send to Canaan, right? And Yahuwah spoke unto Moses, saying, send thou men that they may search the land of Canaan. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moses, saying, send thou men that they may search the land of Canaan, which I gave unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall ye send a man, every one a ruler among them. And Moshe, by the commandment of Yahuwah, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel, and these were their names: of the tribe of Reuben, Shammua, the son of Zachar; of the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, the son of Hori; of the tribe of Yehuda, Caleb, the son of Yefuneh; of the tribe of Issachar, Igal, the son of Joseph; of the tribe of Ephraim, Oshea, the son of Nun; of the tribe of Benjamin, Piati, the son of Raphu; of the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel, the son of Sodi; of the tribe of Joseph, namely of the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Susi; of the tribe of Dan, Amiel, the son of Gimeleli; of the tribe of Asher, Sethor, the son of Mikael; of the tribe of Naphtali, Nahabi, the son of Vosi. Right, brothers and sisters, those are the list of men the Most High command Moshe to send. So because of their faithful stand, Caleb and Joshua were the only men of that generation to live to enter. Moshe might have been a third one to do so, but he disobeyed Yahuwah, and as a result was told that he could not enter in. You can read that in Numbers 20:2-12, brothers and sisters, right? Okay, brothers and sisters, take a look at the screen, right? Bimidbar, Numbers 20. Right, we're going to take it from 2. We're going to take it from 2 to 12. That's Bimidbar 20:2-12. And there was no water for the congregation, and they gathered themselves together against Moshe and against Aaron. And the people trod with Moshe and spake, saying, would Elohim that we had died when our brethren died before Yahuwah? And why have ye brought up the congregation of Yahuwah into this wilderness, that we and our cattle shall die there? And wherefore have ye made us to come out of Mizraim, Egypt, to bring us in unto this evil place, It is no place of seed, or of figs, or of vines, or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. And Moshe and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of Yahweh appeared unto them. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and spake ye unto the rock before their eyes. So this is right here. That's the rock of Oreb, right? Where Moses split the rock and water gush out, brothers and sisters. Right? Take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and spake ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock, so that thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. Right? So, and Moshe took the rod from before Yahweh as he commanded him, and Moshe and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moshe lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. So this is one of the reasons also why Moshe did not enter the promised land, because he disobeyed the Most High. The Most High told him to speak to the rock. Moshe, in his anger, the people frustrated and angry Moses, he smote the rock twice. Because you see, you have to understand, brothers and sisters, the rock, that rock represents Yahusha. That is the rock. And when you smite the rock twice like that, you're really persecuting Yahusha. You understand? That's why the Mosai was angry. And I'm going to draw the parallel also. Remember when Mashiach, Yahusha, was on the cross and the Roman soldier pierced him in the side. What took place, brothers and sisters? What took place when the Roman soldier pierced the Mosai's side? Two things happened. Blood came out of his side, and what else? And water. Right? The blood sacrifice shed for his people, Israel, and the water to wash away their sins, brothers and sisters. So two things occurred. Right? And Moshe lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank and their beasts also. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe and Aaron, because ye believe me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I gave them. So that's the generation the Mosai killed off in the wilderness. And that's when the Mosai pronounced judgment on Moshe, that he would not enter in, because he did not speak to the rock, but only smite it. Right? Take a look at the screen, brothers and sisters. I'm going to show you the image of the rock. Right? As you can see on your screen, brothers and sisters, split rock of Horeb. Right? The split rock of Horeb. Right? Deuteronomy 34:1-8 describes the death of Moshe. The Adonai allowed him to see the land of Canaan. Right? So in Deuteronomy 34:1-8 describe the death of Moshe. Yahweh allowed him to see the land of Canaan in the distance from atop of Mount Nebo. Then he died, and we are specifically told that he, Elohim, buried him in a valley in the land of Moab. But no one knows his grave to this day. Right, brothers and sisters? So let's look at Deuteronomy 34:1-8. Right? Take a look at the screen, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters, Deuteronomy 34:1-8, right? And Moshe went up from the plains of Moab unto the mountain of Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, that is over against Jericho. And Yahuwah shewed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim, and Manasseh, and all the land of Yehudah, unto the uttermost sea, and the south and the plains of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, unto Zor. And Yahuwah said unto him, This is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it unto thy seed. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. So Moshe the servant of Yahuwah died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of Yahuwah. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab over against Beth Peor. But no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. And Moshe was 120 years old when he died. His eyes was not dim, nor his nature force abated. And the children of Israel wept for Moshe in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning of Moshe were ended, brothers and sisters, right? 30 days. So no one knows where the body of Moshe is, brothers and sisters. So if they're telling you that they know where the body of Moshe is, that's a lie, right? Because the scriptures tell you just now that the Moshe himself, Yahuwah himself, buried him. He sent the angels to bury him, right? That nobody man know where his body is. Because think about it, brothers and sisters. Think about it, brothers and sisters. Had the Most High allowed the children of Israel to bury Moshe, they would have turned him into an idol. You know what I mean? Because look, the scripture tells they cry, they mourn for him for 30 days, a whole month. A whole month, brothers and sisters. So they would have turned it into some type of idol worship. And probably would try to bring him back like how Saul tried to bring back Samuel from the grave. You see what I mean? So that's that, brothers and sisters, right? Now, what did Michael have to do with that? Apparently, Elohim has commissioned the archangel Michael to look out for the needs of the nation of Israel and protect them. Daniel 12:1. Okay, brothers and sisters, take a look at the screen. We're going to take it from Daniel 12:1. At that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince, who stand watch over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was seen. There was a nation, right? Even to that time, and at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone who is found written in the book, brothers and sisters, right? So it's quite probable that the Adonai assigned Michael to care for Moses' body on his behalf, or to guard it for a time. But why was this necessary, brothers and sisters, right? And why keep the location of his grave a secret? Right? You have many reasons, right, brothers and sisters, that they may have been because of the exalted position of Moshe. Held in the eyes of the people, he was the only leader the Israelites had ever had. Most of them had been born or had grown up under his rule. And though the people often whine and complain about what he did after his death, they would no doubt have wanted to honor him in a special way. Right? We get some inkling of that in Deuteronomy 34:8, which tells us the Israelites wept and mourned for him for a month after his death, right? It's quite possible they would have wanted to carry the body of Moshe with them into the land of Canaan, as they did that of Joseph, bury him, and erected an elaborate shrine over his remains, right? They would have done that, brothers and sisters. Had the Moshe not kept Moshe body a secret, they would have done that. Right? They would have done that, brothers and sisters. Right? It is easy to see how this could have deteriorated into a center for adulterous worship. After all, 2 Kings 18:4. Right? Let's look at that, brothers and sisters. Right? Okay, brothers and sisters, look at the screen. Melachim, Shinai, 2 Kings. Right? Melachim, Shinai, 2 Kings 18. I was gonna start at 4, so alright, let's take it to 6, brothers and sisters, right? So that's Melachim, Shinai, 2 Kings 18. We're gonna go to 6, right? 18:4 to 6. See for Bible, right? He removed the high places and break the images, and cut down the groves, and break in pieces the brazen serpent that Moshe had made. While he broke down the the serpent that Moshe made, brothers and sisters, because the people end up worshiping it, thinking that that's where the power come from. It said acknowledging that the power comes from the Most High. Also, too, brothers and sisters, here's an image of the staff with the brazen staff and the serpent that the children of Israel was worshiping, brothers and sisters, right? Alright, so let's go over this again. Verse 4. He removed the high places and brake the images and cut down the groves and brake in pieces the brazen serpent that Moshe had made. For unto those days the children of Israel did burn incense to it, and he called it Nehushtan. You see what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters? They call it Nehushtan. Right? So what Nehushtan mean, brothers and sisters? Take a look at the screen. Okay, brothers and sisters, take a look at the screen. The meaning of Nehushtan, right? The meaning of Nehushtan. Right, 550 BC, the Nehushtan is a Hebrew word, Nehushtan, right? Nehushtan is the name given to the bronze image of a serpent on a pole, brothers and sisters. It was given to a bronze image of a serpent on a pole. According to the Bible, Nehushtan was a metal serpent mounted on a staff that Moshe had made by Elohim's command to cure the Israelites of snake bites. While wandering in the desert, the symbol of the snake on a staff or pole is montif, that is widespread in both the ancient Near East and the Mediterranean. And you could see that very same symbol today in the medical field, right? The serpent on a staff curling around, right? That's the same Nehushtan, brothers and sisters, right? We are the originators, brothers and sisters, right? So-called black people, children of Israel, who were taken into chattel slavery because of our disobedience of our forefathers and our own continued disobedience till this very day, right? Right, brothers and sisters. So verse 5 of Melechim Shinai, right? He trusted in Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, so that after him was none like him among all the kings of Yehuda, nor any that were before him. For he clave to Yahuwah and departed not from following him, but kept his commandments which Yahuwah commanded Moshe, brothers and sisters, right? So this reveals that the Israelites had quartered around the bronze serpent Moshe had erected in the wilderness of Elohim at Elohim's command, right? Numbers 21, 5-9. Then they set up on the promised land and began to worship it. So they so you see, I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, so they carried a heavy piece of metal with a serpent on it, carted it around, like the scripture said, right, and erected it to worship it, right? They'd even given it a name. Finally, how does the devil figure into this? He seems to have attempted to get the body of Moshe to himself, right, brothers and sisters, or at least find out where it was buried. If the devil had his way, the body likely would have come into the possession of Israel, the Israelites, and he would have tempted them and seduced them to misuse it. But Michael, being a very powerful angel, prevented this, right? Now, let me add one other thought, brothers and sisters. The full text of Jude 1-9 says, Yet Michael, the archangel, in contending with the devil when he's disputed about the body of Moshe, dared not bring against him a reveling accusation, a slanderous judgment, but said, Yahuwah rebuke you. The latter half of the verse describe careful attention. There are those in our day who think it is their job to rebuke the devil, and they often do so in a mocking and sarcastic way. That is a dangerous thing to do. We are called to resist, right? Hashatan. James 4:7 states, Therefore submit to Elohim, resist the devil, and he will flee, brothers and sisters, right? Also in 1 Peter 5:8-9, Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Resist him steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same suffering are experienced by your brotherhood in the world, brothers and sisters. Right? That's all on your screen right there, brothers and sisters, right? Resisting him involves doing as Yahusha did through the use of the word of Elohim. It is written in Matthew 4, colon 1 to 11. Let's look at that, brothers and sisters, right? Okay, brothers and sisters, right? Take a look at the screen. Matthew 4, colon 1 to 11. That's Matthew. Matthew, colon 4, 1 to 11. Then was Yahusha led up the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward a hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of Elohim, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Elohim. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and sitteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, If thou be the Son of Elohim, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yahusha said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Adonai thy Elohim. Again the devil taketh him up into an exceedingly high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and said unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. And then said Yahusha unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Adonai thy Elohim, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leave him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. Hallelujah. So the Most High Yahusha has given us blueprint, bulletproof, solid plan how to deal with Hashatan is by conquering him through his words, studying of his word, practicing his word, and keeping his laws, commandments, and statutes, brothers and sisters. Right? Right. So we are to reject his lies, trusting instead of what Elohim has said. If an increasingly powerful angel such as Michael did not dare to deal directly with the devil, we have no business doing so. We need to call on Elohim to protect us and to take care of Hashatan in his own way and time. Right, brothers and sisters? So in closing, brothers and sisters, of course, the biblical narrative where we find the burial of Moshe is in Deuteronomy 34, colon 5 to 6. We went over that just now. And its concluding words say that no one knows the place of his burial to this day, linking that text to the many mysteries of the angelic realm. So in closing, brothers and sisters, of course, the biblical narrative where we find the burial of Moshe'S is in Deuteronomy 34, 5 to 6, and its concluding words say that no one knows the place of his burial to this day. Linking that text to the many mysteries of the angelic realm is the fact that the Hebrew has "and he buried," which only makes grammatical sense as Yahuwah being the one who buried Moshe. This is less problematic when we consider the role of angels as mediators for Elohim's activity at such key moments in history, brothers and sisters. So there you have it, right? On that note, Baruch Yahuwah Tizivahot, Baruch Yahushua Mashiach, Shana, Shana, Vishina, blessed love and shalom.